Hiring and firing. It's really complicated when it comes down to the earliest stage of startups because you don't have the budget to hire A players. You cannot attract A players. It's really hard. You can't even get B players. You might not even be able to pay for C players if you don't have any investors on board and you're just bootstrapping, right? So, in general, we all know hiring is guessing and firing is knowing. We all know that, right? When we hire, we don't know what's going on. We might go through their CVs. Personally, I don't pay attention to the CVs that much. I a little bit see what kind of company they used to work and their past history and experiments and all that. But now looking for referrals, reaching out to their previous company, as this is all like, just waste of time. Cause when you hire, it's kind of like you're guessing, you are wishing, you're hoping for that, you know, for that employee to be a top player. It's kind of like when you are going into a relation and you want to marry that person, right? So when you're going to the relation, you will start like maybe going through their social media, see, um, if they travel anywhere, maybe you find out who was the ex-boyfriend or the ex-girlfriend and how many years they were together, and maybe you are curious to know what was the reason for breaking up and all that. So you try as much as possible. You try to, to gather information. So you don't want to marry the wrong person. You don't want to marry a criminal person. You don't want to, marry a psychopath, right? So you try to find out. And as a matter of fact, sometimes maybe some people, some friends, that they know something about that boy or girl that you are about to marry. And they're going to tell you, hey, he's not a good person because of XYZ. And just because you are so much in love that basically you are kind of like blind and you don't see anything and you don't hear anything and, you know, you just want to dismiss whatever they're telling you and you go for it. Now, when it comes down to business, you know, it's kind of similar. It's kind of like, you know, getting married to someone. Now, of course, um, you know, hiring is not marrying to someone, right? Because anytime you might fire them or they might leave you for a better opportunity. And there are many other things in between. But when you hire, it's kind of like guessing and you kind of like hope. And especially, guys, again, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about hiring in for enterprises or the companies with like 100 millions of funding and the team size of thousands of people and things like that, right? I'm talking about day one hiring. I'm talking about when you are all alone, when you're gonna find and hire the first person after you or the second person after you or the third or the fourth or the fifth. I'm talking about day one. I'm talking about when you are bootstrapping and there is no money and no funding and you don't even pay yourself. There is no money, there is no revenue, and you are in the idea stage or you are in the beta stage and all that. So that's the kind of hiring I'm talking about. You don't have the sources to investigate, you don't have the time to investigate, to reach out to their ex company, to reach out to, so you kind of like meet the person, walk them through, and in that moment, basically, you are trying to sell yourself. You are not trying to get the attention of the other side because the other side is like, hey, I can send my CV to any other companies, like, and it's a matter of time someone's gonna hire me. But you, Mr. Founder, that you think you have a brilliant idea and all that. What about you? Tell me about you. Why should I work for you? Why should I come here? How about if you cannot raise money? How about if you can't pay me in like 6 months from now? How about and how about and how about, right? So there are many if and how abouts in here. So basically, day one hiring, you are trying to sell yourself that, hey, I'm good, I'm hard work, I can raise money, this is my idea, I can kill it, I can execute, I can dominate, and so please come work for me. That's the difference, guys. If you are a big company with revenue and all that, you're fine. You hire, you fire, you don't care. As a matter of fact, you might not even be in touch with the you know your HR team might do the hiring and all that. I'm talking about day one. It's so critical, and it's crazy. Day one hiring. So with my experiment, um, I understood that you know first day one hiring is kind of just guessing, and you kind of like just cross your fingers and you hope for that person to be the right person, or at least if they can help you in some things. But something that I understood and I want to share with you guys is that, so as I said, you can't even pay A players, B players, not even C players. I told you how I did it in my previous pods. I didn't even have money to pay, so I went and I hired interns. I went to the colleges, universities, and I was like, I see who's looking for a job. I'm like, hey, I can give you a support position. I can do you give you a data entry position or a marketing position or social media manager, but I can't pay you for the next 6 months because we're a startup, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you do a good job, yes, then I can hire you on papers with salary. And they loved it. They joined. They helped me. Some of them were really good. They were brilliant. They turned into a long term, and still I have them like full time employees. Some of them, no, they were not good, or their parents were against it. Oh no, my sweet daughter, why are you working? Come back home. You don't need to work and stuff like that, right? So yeah, I had to deal with those kind of stuff too, but that was the only way I could, you know, move forward with my business because I didn't have money. I couldn't hire anyone. So the only thing I could get, free employees, and out of where? Out of college and unis, right? So now, the only thing that I would tell you, you need to focus a lot day one hiring is try to understand the personality of the person you are going to hire as much as possible. That's the only thing can help you. Forget about the knowledge. Forget about, because again, face it, you cannot hire A players unless you are a billionaire or a millionaire and you have some sort of crazy funding behind you, and then you are like, boom, I'm gonna go directly for CTO of Netflix, and I'm gonna give him double salary so he can come to me, or I'm gonna go hire this, like some of the best developers of Uber and Airbnb, like their backend team, and I'm gonna give them like double or triple so I can attract them and come work for me. Which again, that's not gonna help you because even when I start having money, again I couldn't attract A players by even offering them double or triple salary. I had an Android developer coming from Vodafone that I was chasing. I had a DevOps engineer from Blueground and some other big companies that they came to my office, and I offered them double and triple salary as what they were getting, and still they said no. And at the end they were like, dude, like your idea is great. You look like a great guy. I'm sure you're gonna make it. The money is great. You're offering me 3 times more than what I'm getting right now. But the problem is you are a startup, and it's just like a 40 square meter office, and like two people working in it, right? So I mean a few people, whatever. So um, what's my security if I come here? I have wives and kids. What's my security if I come here? This company is gonna exist in the next 6 months, and or in the next 12 months, and is not gonna just vanish from the market. So at least I'm working in Vodafone right now. At least I'm working in Blue Grand right now. At least I'm working here or there right now. But I know it's a big company, worldwide well known, and I'm getting paid on time every month. So the moment I was hearing this, I was like, dude, you're right. You're right. I can't even have that kind of, responsibility. How about if I can't pay you next month? Or how about if next month I'm going to tell you, hey, dude, I can't pay you now, and I can pay you a small part and give me 2 weeks and I can pay the rest. And then you are like, no, I have two kids and a wife at home. I need to, do grocery and pay bills, school, medicines and all that. So that's the problem. Now, my suggestion to you is that first day hiring, bootstrapping, no money, all that, try to focus on that person's personality. Try to find out, like dig in. When you interview them, forget about their past. I mean, even if you want to ask them, let's say, for, again, we said you can't attract ABC players. So let's say you're going for interns, right? So forget about asking stupid questions about their, previous experience and just wasting like 2 3 hours on their CVs and try. Instead, try just open up. Try to find that dark side inside them. All you need to know is their personality. If they are good people or not, if they are smart people or not, if they are hard work or not, if they are trustworthy or not, if you can rely on them or not, if they're gonna, backstab you or not, if they're gonna leave you the moment that someone offers them just a $50 uh, more than you, they're gonna, bail on you and go to the other side or not. That's what you care, because knowledge and all that you can always teach, but the personality of people you cannot change. If someone is like, if someone like he or she have a black heart inside, or is kind of person that they are not loyal and they always just chase money. So let's say someone is working for you for whatever interns, 6 months free, or you are giving them like a basic salary or whatever, and the moment they step out, let's say they finish their 8 hours working time and they're stepping out to go home, someone is like reaching out to them in the middle of the street, hey, would you come work for me, I'll give you $50 more, or they boom, next day they are out, so that's gonna fuck you up. So try as much as possible to dig in and to understand the personality. Imagine it's kind of like you meet a hot chick in the street or in the club or something, or you are a girl, you meet a a handsome, good-looking guy coming out of a Ferrari or something like that, and you don't know them. They're from another country. They just came to your city for vacation or something like that. So you talk to them, you like them, change number, you go out. Then you just try to understand their habits, right? Hey, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite color? Like, how many relations did you have? um, what's your favorite city in the world? And Barcelona, why Barcelona? Miami, why Miami? What do you like skiing? Do you like swimming? Do you like, um, are you eating meat? Are you vegetarian? Do you listen to R&B, hip hop, clad? Do you play any kind of, So you try to understand. You are not, you see what I'm talking about? You see where I'm going? You are not trying to understand. Hey, day one, you're not gonna ask if you go on a date. You're not gonna ask, tell me how many times you slept with the different men, or how many men did you sleep with. You're not gonna ask that. Or hey, like, how old was your ex, or when was the first time you lost your virginity. You're not gonna ask this kind of shit, right? Instead, you're gonna try to understand that person personally, if they are a happy person, if they're kind of like a depressed person, if they have those kind of like a childhood drama inside them still or not. So that's a kind of hiring technique you need to do day one, bootstrapping. Because even if you hire someone that they are perfect at whatever they do, let's say support, sales, whatever, marketing, engineering, maybe they are perfect. But if they have those kind of drama inside them, or if they are not loyal, dude, you're screwed. They're gonna leave you in the hard time, and then the damages are not, I mean, it's you gotta pay so much to clean up those damages, right? If they are developers, you are fucked, because they're gonna leave you, and then there might be no documentations. Who cares for documentations? They want bootstrapping, right? All you are focusing to get out the product and all that. And then you're gonna look for a new devs, you're gonna bring them on. Oh, they can't read the code. Oh, there's no documentation. Oh, I gotta rewrite all this part from scratch and all that. Same as the other part. But when it comes down to firing, as I said, is no. You know now. You know you want to fire that person for different reasons. Maybe they show up late. Maybe they leave early. Maybe they are not loyal. Maybe they don't do a clean work. Maybe they don't finish their tasks on time. Maybe they're always bailing. Maybe they're out half of the time they are like in the balcony for a smoke break, or always lunch break, or here, or no, I have like, oh, I gotta go there, I gotta come here. Oh, can I leave early today because I gotta take my dog to the doctor and stuff like that. So Firing is knowing, and you gotta act quick because sometimes I see some people they're afraid to fire. Personally, when I fire someone, I really get sad inside. First, I get sad for me, and then for them. I get sad for me. I mean, there are two types of firing. The first, the guy is an asshole. He's a dick. So I don't feel bad for him. I like just get the fuck out of my company, right? He's dick. He's bad. He's talking to his teammates bad. He has this ego. He's rude. He doesn't say thank you. He doesn't say you're welcome. He doesn't say hello. He doesn't say goodbye. He's kind of like, like, fuck, just get out. So the other, and I have had all types, right? Now, the other type, which is kind of like making you sad, is the person is a really good person. They are really kind and, polite and always showing up on time and leaving on, but they're just not good enough. Everything else, like the green check box is everything is like check. Like, hey, showing up on time, check. Leaving on time, check. Not wasting time on, breaks and stuff like that, check. Polite, check. Lovely person, check. There is no HR issues, check. Everything is checked, but they are not good enough. They keep causing you problems. They keep causing you issues. You keep losing money. You keep losing clients. I tell you one example. So I had this support guy, um, that I really like him as a person, and everybody in my team there, and he likes us and all that. So you know, I just fired him last week, and we had him for 3 years. 3 years is not a little time. We had him for 3 years. The guy is good, everything perfect. I like the vibes, polite. We like him. He likes us. Kind of grew up together, and all that. But so many mistakes, dude. So many mistakes since day one. And I give him time, and I was patient, and I lost clients, and I lost revenue, and I lost big deals. So this guy was in the support and data entry role, right? Always mistakes with data entry. And it's very simple. Like, add 10 tables outdoor for the restaurants, 5 tables indoor. Block Saturdays and Fridays. They don't want to receive bookings because they are, packed with their own reservations. Do this. Every time mistakes. And my sales guy was calling me and, being mad is like, dude, I'm going closing deals, like tough deals, and then after 1 week they're calling me, they are mad, it's bad reputation, bad word of mouth, trying to calm everything. And this is keep happening, keep happening, keep happening, keep happening. And then last year we lost some really good clients because of our support agent. And then we understood those restaurant managers, they used to call our office and to say, hey, close the upcoming Saturday, or I can't get any, I'm sold out, stuff like that. And our support confirmed with them, but simply he forgot to do it. Most probably because like scrolling on Instagram during working time or whatever the reason was, and it wasn't like one time, two time, three time. It just happened constantly. And then at the end, the restaurant manager calls and is like, "That's it. I want to stop partnership. We are quitting." Like, what happened? What, dude? You guys are destroying our reputation. Like, we are sold out. We have no tables to give out. We have told you to close availabilities, but you guys still keep sending us reservations, and the guests are coming to our place. We don't have anywhere to sit them. It's Saturday night. Everywhere is packed. Guests are getting mad. We tell to the guests that we have informed the list that we are sold out. Go talk to them. It's not our fault. The guest doesn't care. He's a guy with his girlfriend or wife or friends. Suit up. High heels and all that. And where they supposed to go Saturday 10 p.m. right when everywhere all these high-end restaurants they're already packed. So most probably, let me tell you what. Yeah, we fucked their night. So they are most probably going back home, like in a very shitty mood in the car. We absolutely destroyed their date or anniversary or their night out. And bad word of mouth for the restaurant, bad word of mouth for TheList, 1 star rate, bad reviews, and all that. Why? Because of a simple support mistake. So For 3 years, I was giving time to this guy. I was just, being patient. Every time he was coming to me, sorry, my bad, sorry, my bad. I understand. I pay more attention. I'm like, dude, this week I lost five top restaurants for you. Each of them, they used to pay me like 500 euros a month. So we just lost 2,500 euros on our revenue, on our monthly revenue. And we are a startup, we're still bootstrapping. That money means to us like 25 millions, let's say, to a giant company or something, right? So, yeah, oh, it's my bad, sorry, my bad. Until it came to a point that I'm like, he reached his limit. It doesn't matter anymore if he's a good guy, if he's a nice guy, if he shows up on time, if he leaves on time. Because of these mistakes, I'm losing reputation. It's destroying my brand, destroying my company, our hard work, revenues, and all that. And besides that, I see it's kind of like affecting my other employees because, you know, um, they're gonna be like, yo, what's going on? I mean, we are human, dude. It doesn't matter. Don't tell me if the rest are professional. It doesn't matter. They still do a professional work and they're not gonna think of one guy who's fucking it up. We are human. If you like it or if you don't like it, they're gonna be like, oh, wait a minute. We are getting paid same amount. I'm doing a hard work in here. The other guy is kind of like doesn't give a shit, just sleeping behind the laptop by doing mistakes and causing the company so many issues. And at the end, nothing happens. Why should I also pay so much attention to details? I can take it more chill. I can also talk to my friends, watch YouTube and all that, playing games during my working hours. If I do some mistakes, the company doesn't get mad anyway. They're just giving us another chance. So I'm cool. So at the end, I'm like, I'm actually betraying my other employees and my teammates by not firing this person because it's not fair, right? So it's kind of like an example if you leave a bad apple in the fridge between the, like, say you have a basket of apples, so all of them are good and fresh, and you have an expired one, you have like a black apple or something, you put it in between, you see it's gonna affect the other apples and it's gonna make the rest expired, right? That's the same things with human. So I'm like, now I have to make a move. I mean, forget about like losing revenues and all that, and mentorship and entrepreneurship and giving chances, and we are human, we do mistakes. Now I see it's gonna affect on the rest of the apples, so I gotta act quick. Now, don't get sad when you fire someone. You are doing a good things to your company. In a short term, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days until you find another person to replace. Yes, it's hard. Oh my god, so many tasks, who's gonna do them now? But you're gonna pass that gap really quickly, and someone else gonna come along the way and do the job. So you gotta be quick to fire. You don't have to waste time on it because you don't want to destroy your company. And again, I said there are two types of firing. The first type, that you are absolutely angry of that person because they are rude and all that, or maybe they bother someone in your company, in your team, or like sexual harassment and all that, which you just want to throw them out of the company. All right. And then there is the other type, that everything is good, like you love the person, they are kind, they are sweet, but they just not for you. They don't score for you. They are just like basically, just pay me and I'll show up so you feel good, you have employees. And I do some things, I do 10, I fucked up 5, the rest 5 is good, and we keep moving on. So you have to act quick. You didn't open up a charity, dude. It's not a charity. You just open up to help people out there. Whoever doesn't have a job, come to my company, I'm gonna give you money, because I used to do those kind of stuff. And then I see that I'm damaging myself, my mental health, my company, my teammates, and all that. Then I'm like, dude, I gotta, like, get rid of this person. I mean, enough is enough. So if you are firing out of your ego, you are in a really bad situation, you are in a bad position. Forget about ego. If you are firing out of ego just because the other person is right, thank God I'm not this kind of person, but I have seen in so many scenarios, or so many books and podcasts and all these amazing entrepreneurs that I'm going through, I'm trying to learn from them. So I have seen and hear here and there that some of the CEOs or some of the general managers or the leaders, you name them, they fire out of ego, which is a fucked up situation. So I've been always saying, guys, get rid of your ego. It's a disease. It's not gonna help you anywhere in your personal life, on your business, in your relations. You have to get rid of your ego. Once you get rid of your ego, you win in life and everything. But until you have that ego inside you, mm, you are a loser. Now, um, so don't get sad or disappointed. I personally get sad a lot because I'm like, dude, I hired this person. I wasted so much time. I invested so much time by onboarding them, teaching them, learning them. And I was, first of all, if you even we go back, it was the hiring process, interviewing so many people, trying to find the best out of those, then pick one, onboarding, give them 6 months, being next to them every day, mistakes, help them. And then when you are like, all right, 1 year passed, you're at the company now, you know everything, you're good to go. And then you are like, finally, I can take a breathe and I can focus on the other part of the company, right? So enough with the onboarding. Because when I hire like support or data entries, like 6 months to 1 year, I'm next to them because there's so many details. Like they're support, they're the face of the company, they're the ton of the company. Um, so anything they say is gonna affect our whole, our reputation. So yeah, I mean, and then all this, and then I'm like, damn, I have to fire him now and start everything all over again and go through the hiring process and interviews and posting on LinkedIn and all that. And again, days and weeks and hours of interviews, and then pick someone, and then I pick, and then here we go again from like day one training. But yeah, it is what it is. That's business, right? This is startup. This is business. So be quick in firing, right? Now, when I'm saying be quick in firing, be careful. There's a caveat in here, guys. Always avoid, if you have a bad day, if you're hungry, if you are going through personal issues, if you are going through like a breakup or something, get away from some certain things. For example, we are human. I love it in me when a bad message comes in, or someone talks to me with ego, or they are being rude or anything like that. Now, in business, in personal life, in family, in relation, sometimes I'm a human too. I act quick. And next day or next hour or at night when I get calmed down, I'm like, I'm regretting. I'm like, oh, dude, that wasn't the way. Bro, come on. So I learned to the bad things not to reply immediately, to let it pass, at least for some hours or a day. And next day, with a fresh mind, in a good situation, then I can, you know, take the right decision. So I give you an example. If right now, let's say you are working for me and you send me in Slack like a tough message that, hey, I'm quitting today because of this and that. I'm already, as a founder CEO, I'm already going through lots of problems and lots of shit, because CEO, founder, being like founder and CEO is the shittiest role exists on the planet, because only bad things comes to you. So imagine how strong mentally and physically you have to be to accept all those mistakes, all those bad news. Because when things are good, they're not gonna come to you. They always come to you when there is a churn, when there is a problem, when there is a situation, when there is a legal issue, when there is, like the IRS issue and all those kind of things. So you're constantly dealing with hard times, with hard moments, with, uh, bad news and stuff like that. So that's that's a kind of, the role you have right now if you are a first time founder and a CEO, right? I'm not talking about a company that Harry, guys, I'm sorry, I'm recording. Harry, could you leave, please? Thank you. Sorry, guys, this is my nephew. He's keep coming to the room whenever I'm recording and all that. So for those of you who are watching on YouTube, now if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, you didn't see him, but you can see him on YouTube. So let's get back to the pod. I'm sorry. Again, I said my pods are like raw, No editing. I don't have any. I'm just, there is no team or a camera guy or editor for me to, make it beautiful and all that. I'm just recording with my Mac, and I'm just posting. That's it. And again, I don't even have the time to do that, and I wasn't intending to do that. But since I was the guy who started first thing on my own, and I had so many mistakes, and I didn't have a mentor or someone to show me to hold the torch and show me the path and the road. So sometimes I feel really pity. I'm like, dude, if I knew at least some of the things that I know today, or if it would be someone who could just give me some hint, I would be in a much better position right now and I would achieve more. So then I'm like, for sure, there are other people out there just like me that, they are going through the same thing. So I could, I mean, I see it as a responsibility. I'm like, I could share some of my humble experience and, they wouldn't do the same mistake as me and they would be in a better position. So that's why I'm doing it. Now, again, apologize for my lovely nephew who came through. Now, let's get back to the pod. So, as I was saying, I used to be that guy. I used to be that temper guy. You send me something, I reply immediately, fight, fight. Now, it might happen in a relation or friends or, girlfriends or work, employees, you name it. But then I understood any bad thing comes in, I leave it for a day. And it always happens with a different response. So it used to be like, replying immediately, angry, and make the things worse. And then it changed to, hey, I don't know what the other person is going through. Why should I go to the trap? I don't know. Maybe his wife just cheated on him or something. Maybe, you know, her boyfriend, she just found out, my employer, right? Maybe her boyfriend, she just find out that her boyfriend was sleeping with her best friend. How do I know what the fuck? Maybe her dog dies or something. How do I know what they are going through? Maybe they have a bad day. So why should I go into their trap if they are talking shit to me or they are sending me something rough or bad or rude? So I shouldn't be that guy because of them. If I want to be rude, I have to be rude because I want to be rude because it's me, not because you make me to be rude. If I want to be mad, it's because I'm mad, not because you make me mad. That's the difference. Don't go to people's trap. Be strong and be yourself. If you want to be kind, you are kind because you are kind. If you want to be mad, if you want to be angry, it's because of you, not because someone else made you to do it. That's the difference, right? So, um, now, if you want to fire someone just because you are in a bad day, you fought with your girlfriend, you know, you didn't pay your taxes, and IRS sends you this, rough email or something, or they shut down your bank account, or you are hungry. As a human being, when we are hungry, we are mad, just like animals. When animals are, we are socialized animals, right? So when animals are mad, you just bite, attack. You can't get close to a lion. But when they just had a good meal, you can actually even pet them, something like that, right? So we are socialized animals. So when we are hungry, we are in a bad mood, we are angry, we want to fight and all that. Don't talk to me, leave me alone. So I switched. From that guy who was replying immediately, and I thought it's a good thing to reply immediately. If I don't reply immediately, oh, I'm a lazy founder, I'm a lazy CEO, I'm not good enough, and I have to be always there and reply immediately. I changed to send me your messages, emails, whatever. I read them immediately, but I'm not gonna respond immediately, even in a good happy time or even in a bad angry or mad or down time. I'm gonna reply after some hours. I'm gonna reply next day. And I saw the difference in my replies. I handle the situations. It's very very simple. You see? Um, so I give you one example that so I had this overseas iOS developer that I was mentioning him on Jira, not replying to my comments and all that. And you know, just for a few days, I'm like, hey, could you check this? Could you test this? And slacking, not replying, and replying with delays, or out of 10 comments that I'm on different tasks that I'm expecting to get a reply after days. He just replied to one of them and dismissed the rest. So I just went to Slack. I'm like, that's it. I can't have it anymore. I just went to Slack and I just wrote him a tough message, a hard message, like capital letters. I'm like, dude, like for the past 1 week, I'm keep tagging you and you're not responding, but I'm paying. So boom, send. Next day I woke up. I see he didn't read the message yet, and then immediately I delete the message and I changed it with something else. I changed it with like a kind message, hey, good morning, dude, etc., etc., etc. And you know if you could please, pay attention. I just changed it to a really kind, long ass message, a really friendly one, and not even ironic or stuff like that. And then I understood that time that he wasn't answering my messages, he had lost his sister. Bro, I was like, what a dick I was. Thank God he didn't see that message. I mean, I was speechless. And I was so thankful and so happy that I deleted that message immediately and I turned it into a kind message that made him to open up and tell me what he's going through. So I'm like, wow, look at the power of, texting at the right time when you are in the state of mind, not hungry or angry or frustrated. So never take action on anything if you are angry or even if you are too happy. Sometimes it's happen, some things is sometimes someone's fucking up something really important in business and I might be really happy because I closed a really good deal and I just let them get away with it. While next day I'm like, still I'm in a good position and I'm like, I'm in happy position and then I'm like, hey, come here. What you did yesterday, it was wrong. You shouldn't do that. But I just didn't say anything because I had a happy day. I didn't just want to destroy my day. But this is it. 1, 2, 3. You have to do XYZ, right? So yeah. And again, so these were a couple of things I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope you know it was useful. If you find it useful, please share it, with your friends, with people that they are building, they are making, they are, trying to create something amazing. Maybe they can learn it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you at the next one. Have a good time. Bye bye.